Oh boy.
So we had Skiter on before, and Lil Bro like talks mad trash with the entire enemy team muted. And like the more time that has passed since we had this interview, like my respect for him has just like gone down. And like every time the thought crosses my mind, I just think to myself like, holy moly, that is such an L. Like I cannot think of a single pro player that like on an everyday basis takes a bigger L than someone that talks shit in all chat and then mutes the entire enemy team. So I must know, Ammar, do you do the same thing? Launch the podcast.
Engage.
Start there.
Houston, we have a problem.
Welcome everybody to another episode of All Chat. This time around, we have a guest who is probably our most requested guest of any current playing professional player, which we've got ATF, aka Ammar, aka Ammar the Fucker. Welcome to the show, Ammar. Thanks for jumping on here. So how did this ended up happening? Aiden hooked this up. How did this end up happening? You guys met in the lobby and talked about the podcast?
Yeah. I mean, we met in the lobby, and I was told like, I cannot believe you guys got Remco on the podcast before me. Like, what happened? How is this like even possible? Like, what went through your minds? And as he asked me, I genuinely don't know. Why didn't we get Ammar first? I feel like is it because I didn't want Falcons or what? I wanted them to lose before we invited them, or what is it?
Actually, yes, Ammar, you should know that Aiden multiple times said no Falcons, not until we beat them, or something like that.
No. Okay, but let me specify. That was not Ammar specific. It was literally Skiter only.
Yes. But the reason for that is that we had Curtis on. So in my head, we had a Falcons player, and I wanted to give it a little time before we did another Falcons member. You know, because we did AUI and we did Skiter, right? So it was like we were kind of full up on Falcons players. So I wanted to give it a little time before we did another one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but you choose two Tundra players. So like you should have just changed the bet. You should have went to EG then to fucking Clowns Fiesta team.
That's true. It makes for much better interviews if we're going to the Clown Fiesta interviews. That's why we're going through the Creepwave members, right?
Yeah, and I don't know who's next, but like, I mean, the thing is, like when I saw Crystallis talking about Creepwave, I'm like, I also cringed when I saw some like he fucked up something, you know? Like I'm like, dude, like, can you read history? Like we even have like a book written in our Discord. He somehow fucked it up.
Okay,
what did he mess up?
What did he fuck up?
Yeah, you're here to correct the record. I see.
Yeah, he said something that we played with Shuvash, but we actually played with someone named Alex. Then we got Milan, and then we got Shuvash. Shuvash was the last. Then he said something like, for OG, we we didn't want him, but we actually wanted the whole roster. And he said that he's mad because we didn't want him, me and BZM, but it's actually wrong. We actually wanted everyone, but it couldn't happen. And I don't know. He's just saying some random shit. He's just, I don't know. Just tilted, I guess, because OG didn't take him.
Okay, so let me go back to you. You said you have a book, so you've got this Creepwave Discord. Do you actually have like a log or something of like Creepwave history, or what do you mean by a book?
I mean, we have like Wikipedia literally says, but also Wikipedia is wrong, and Reddit was also wrong. I mean, let me check. We have like
everyone's getting
everyone just has
We've got a ledger in the back. They were like etching it in stone.
So we have like, okay, so we have, let's see,
10 commandments of
reminders, and we have Creepwave book, and we have Wikipedia memes. Yeah, this is like, and we have like full place where like only Dota 1 heroes, so we like someone can fuck someone up in a game. Like for example, who the fuck is Ishkavel, for example? Like I know every Dota 1 hero. We just have it so we fuck people up there.
What does that have to do with owning if you know the hero's name?
What does it have to do with what?
What does it have to do with owning people if you know the hero's name?
No, the thing is, you say their Dota 1 name, but they don't know. You're like saying Ishkavel. Who the fuck is Ishkavel? You know, it's Darkseer. But
It's
like
Darkseer,
nobody
right?
knows
Yeah.
except you. You're just fucking with people for no reason.
I see.
So our like whole point, like at least when we were together, is to like fuck everyone up. We even like back in the day when we would win an official game or like an official would finish, we would all drop our items. So nobody know what items we had unless they go inside the game and actually like they have to figure it out. But we'll drop everything so it doesn't show anything.
That's just honestly genius strategy. You know,
Yeah,
like
I
that
respect
post game
that.
stats just doesn't show any items.
So wait,
I like that.
why did you stop doing that? Why did you stop doing the drop item thing? Because it is smart. It's a good idea.
I mean, we were doing it all together, and we were
Yeah.
doing the mantles even together. And I don't know. I guess not sure. I mean, nobody to do with, you know. Nobody's gonna actually look to the stupid shit that actually doesn't matter, but like it's just annoying, you know.
Yeah. So
Bro, KL, that's gonna be the meta, or not KL, whatever it's called. Bangkok. Everyone,
Bangkok.
I'm gonna look at the thing in Dota buff. There's no items, dude. I don't want to check the replay.
So, it seems like Creepwave had this like mantra of psychological warfare, which you have continued with your various all chatting. Where did that start? Have you always been that person who just wants to like get in the opponent's head? Like where did this meta start of just like always trying to get under people's skins or get into their head in some way, whether it's listing Dota 1 heroes or all chatting or dropping items or whatever?
I think it started because of like, so I played like a game with Crystallis and Fishman. They were partying. They were B8 at that time, and like we were all just stupid. Like Fishman would flame the fuck out of someone, like very rarely, but it will happen. And Crystallis would like act like a super clown person. Like I remember this game. He was 25 monkey. It was 25 like the highest level.
Mhm.
And he got Aghanims and he paused the game and he said, "Where is my soldiers?" But he doesn't have ulti skilled. But he's doing it on purpose. I don't know. Like he's just fucking everyone for no reason. He's like saying, "Where is my soldiers?" But he knows. And the thing is, I got baited. I actually thought that he doesn't know, and I kept flaming him for being 25 monkey. Doesn't know such insane fact. And from then, like we always like have to get some stupid shit in. Yeah, and that's how like it went. It was it was mainly me and Crystallis, I guess, at the start.
Mm.
And then we got like Malrine, and Malrine like me, like we will actually die laughing from Malrine, like that time, especially when like his English was bad, so like had to ask Fishman to translate sometimes.
It's like he makes a joke and then somebody else has to translate it for him to get it
Yeah,
to come through.
like if someone says something in English, like in game, it's fine, but outside the game, if you talk about something, like Fishman has to translate. If there is no Fishman, we cannot talk to Malrine. It's like impossible. I mean, till this day, like actually till this day, we still have to translate sometimes. I mean, the funny part in our team right now, sometimes my team like actually doesn't understand what Malrine is saying, and I understand. Like,
That's
like
funny.
Because you've been around them for long enough.
like I understand because my English is not like perfect, you know. Like I'm not like European or American who actually because Middle Eastern like English, at least in Jordan, is so fucking bad. So like I had to learn English in Dota only, and that's how I learned English. But I didn't like learn everything. So like, for example, I can give an example of Marine. Like, so like we told Marine to put his hands. So Skiter told to put Marine his hands wide. We were like in the gym, like working out. Like, but he's like putting it too tight, and he told him to put it wide, and like he doesn't understand what does wide mean. I'm telling him open your hands, and he instantly understood what does it mean. And that's how it's like I have to like sometimes tell him like nobody understands, only me. Like most of even today we played scrims and they didn't understand something, only I did.
It's like you have to interpret the prophet and then like see what it is that could come through. I feel like we had a little bit of the same thing with Niche when he was like no, but like when Niche was really shy in the start, or like when he also was like self-conscious about his English or something. He would be like, you would go to the gym with him, and like he's like repping out, and then he's like done, and then he'll just get out of his chair and he'll be like out of mana, and he'll just like find like different ways to say like the things that he wants to convey to you, or like he's like, oh yeah, I don't like the voice of this keyboard, and you're like you get what it means, but it's like not the right word for like what he's supposed to say. Yeah. So I assume like it's probably something like that. Sometimes like you're just using simpler words. That's cool.
I don't like the voice of this keyboard. That's cool.
The voice of the keyboard. Yeah, we have some bangers. Chloe like keeps them on her phone. They just don't happen as often anymore. But like the voice of the keyboard, I remember Out of Man as a classic.
Aiden and Quinn, so I'm sure you guys are probably used to it by now. I'm sure you're immune to it by now. But the Ammar shenanigans, did they ever get into your head? Did they ever, whether it was in an official or a pub? I imagine official, you guys are experienced at this point that it doesn't mess with you. But did you ever run into Ammar in a pub and you were like, what the fuck?
I feel like I'm like too much of a bot to be a target. I feel like like Ammar and Malrine only target like the goated players. Like you won't get hit unless you're good. So like if you're just on bot 5 doing your thing, feeding a little bit, hanging around, you don't get hit. You're just chilling and laughing at the ult shot. Like you just get to enjoy it.
Ammar, is this true?
I mean, the thing is, like, always, like, my shit, like, toxic shit, was, like, always to, like, normal, like, people who are, like, my age, or, like, people who are, like fully, like, don't care about them, like, or maybe not as good, or random, like, just, like, random players, or people who are, like, under, like, close to my age. But, for example, I always respected Quinn. Like, even though at that time he wasn't, like, the top, gaming gladiators, for some reason I always respected Quinn and never trash talked him. And the same for like Insania when he was like he was actually at Team Liquid, yeah. Like I just always like respected like these big players. I saw them like actually like when I even have them, I'm like scared. Sometimes I have to pick Mars and Timber at that time because I was only like playing 2 heroes. I was like so scared. I have to like perform. So, like I will like not even talk or much. Like I will just try to win and like do my best.
Are you? Is there any player that you still get scared of nowadays? Or is that just old Ammar? You don't get scared anymore.
I mean, now it's like I'm like more of chilling, like not like scared of every single pro. Like I have to pick my best hero every single game. Now I'm more chilling, but I'm only scared of Crit and Snake, who are even my team. When I see them, I'm just scared to play the game.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like deep inside it's somehow flaming. So like the vibe that I used to have, because that's why I like was picking my best heroes, because like I don't want to get flamed in any shape or way. But like even when I have crit and stick, I still feel like I'm getting flamed somehow.
Their
I
souls
feel like they're
flaming
judging
you telepathically.
I don't know. It's just the two of them. I thought like because like I used to also like respect them too, like try my best with them, but like it doesn't change. I expected them to be my team is to even be more stupid with them, but no, it's like no.
Do you think some of that is how much would you say you've learned about Dota from being on a team with those two?
I think from this Team Falcons in general, I think I've learned way too many things about the game. Like I think I actually learned the real game, at least. That's how I think. Like in my previous teammate, I learned like some 2019, like let's fucking go OG Enigma, run it down, And now I actually had to like learn like the real Dota, I guess. Like actually, like you have to like think of how to play, not just fucking go, just let's fucking run down.
So I've heard this concept of I've heard this from a lot of players. The idea that like, oh, there was this time where I was playing Dota and I was playing professionally and I was good, but I was kind of trash and I didn't really understand what Dota was about. In fact, Quinn, did we talk about this last episode or did we talk about this?
We talked about it in person at the after party, sort of pseudo after.
Yeah. You were talking about how your climb up, you were giga trash for so long, and then at some point in time you learned real Dota. How many teams and players do you think actually like understand Dota at the level that you're talking about?
I mean, right now at least, like it's hard to say that we even understand. Fucking sucked unreal hard on last tournament, but like at least from previous, like it felt like not many actually. It felt like even if some people would win us, like we just believe that they're like not playing the best, but like we're playing way worse, so that's why.
Yeah, I think I think I feel a similar way, and I've also like thought about it would be really interesting, like like I would like to do this with players from like the other top teams whenever, like when people are retired, like just be like, okay, so what did y'all like to compare this stuff and see if like one of us is really off base about something or things like this, because I do feel that way about most teams, that there's like little aspects of the game they like lack or don't understand here or there that like add up into them like having some fatal flaw that if you play like well and they play well, you'll just always beat them because they misunderstand something like fundamental. And I think it'd be really interesting to like see that play out and like have like a discussion and be like, and either like I realize I'm wrong about something or they realize they're wrong about something. I think it'd be really interesting.
Do you think that's why I feel like there has been a bit of a separation in the last couple of years between the truly tier 1 teams that, are going to be consistently like top 4 at a tournament, and the rest of the field? Like, I feel like there has been a separation in the last year or two in that regard. And maybe it's getting better this year, actually, but last year, the year before
I feel like
that.
the top 6, yeah. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bad Boom, Falcons, Gladiators, us, Spirits, I think. I don't know if I'm missing anyone, but I'd say like probably
play Vision right now, I guess.
Yeah, Pari now. It's just I think there's a degree of like understanding Dota better than most people, but I think sometimes you can understand the game and you can still suck ass. Like you can be like not stupid, but just be bad as well. Like, and I think that's like where people like that you see have really long careers. I don't know, like crits, whatever's. Like these guys are always good because they understand the game well. So like even the bottom level, or like what you would consider like a bad result for them, will still be much higher than these teams that kind of just show up and play the game where it's just like pubs. You like you see a dot, run at the dot, you just don't really use your brain. You're like kill hero, good. Enemy dead, I'm winning, nice. Like I took their tower, I feel good. And at some point you kind of realize how to weigh these things against each other, and you realize what's important when and how to just, I guess, be smarter about how you approach the game. And I think once you do that, usually the tier 1 thing is like not that far off.
All right, Ammar. So the Creepwave team is so iconic at this point. And like you and Chrysalis keep on talking about it all the time. You guys hang out on Discord all the time. So I'm curious. I remember asking Chrysalis this question about, the Creepwave roster kind of breaking apart. And obviously, a big part of that was you and your move to OG. Do you regret going to OG and the fallout from that?
I mean, the thing is, Creepwave didn't break once. It actually broke twice. We like formed twice. So first time we formed, me, Crystal's Fishman, like, and the coach and manager always like been the same, but we only changed 2 players. The first time we formed, we like wanted to reach Division 1, and we actually failed at like 3rd slot, but because of some insane bullshit, like some team got disqualified, so they got a point to play tiebreakers, and we just fucked up that tiebreakers unreal bad. And then we didn't qualify, and then I actually I'm the reason why the first Creepwave actually disbanded, because I left the team. It was like the worst decision I've ever done, because like I actually just left and didn't do anything. We could have just stayed and played, and we could have got Division 1 easily next time. Play to improve.
That was when you went to Chicken Fighters, right? Were they Div 1 at the time?
They were Division 2. I mean, I didn't really I didn't mean to join them. They asked me to stand it. I just stood there. But they somehow put me as like team player suddenly. I'm like, what? I was like, kind of like, I was actually like shocked with their release. Like, I'm in the team. Like, I hear that I'm a stand, and suddenly I'm in the team. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then I fucking send them to Division 3. We just lost every single game. And
who scammed who?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they after like they told me like they don't want to play with me because like reasons like we just cannot play together. And I understand their Dota at that time was like like completely opposite from how I want to play. And Creepwave was just perfect how we wanted to play. So I mean, the thing is, after 3 weeks of my shitty move, like for some reason, Christas and Fishman like we stayed together, like we kept talking actually, and we even have like some small Discord. And we kept always talking about coming back because we actually like they went to 2 teams and they weren't actually happy about them at all, and we all realized like fuck, we fucked up, and it's obviously this was my mistake the most, but yeah, in the end of the day, like After TI qualifiers, we just came back. We took BZM, who was rank 4 at the time, and Shuvash, who was like somewhat known player, and we ended up winning like we were best Division 2 team, because before TI there was like two Champions League, like some tournament, and we ended up winning that tournament. And we still wanted to like sign, like I think there was some organization approaching us. I wanted to sign, but the thing is, after that, like I got like 4 offers actually, and BZM got like 2. So at that point, like my team, like they knew, because we had a rule, like after I did the shitty move I did with them, that no matter what, we'll stick together until someone gets like a big organization offer. Then you're allowed to fuck off whenever you want. That's what happened. So like it's like no regrets, because I don't know what would have happened, And we tried our best to like stay together. Like we actually like talked to OG, or like we're a really good team. We want to stick together. Like but they didn't want. They just had their plan. So like that's what ended up happening.
And then after that, you ended up on Nigma. I was curious what your impression was. Like, you're obviously one of the newer generation of players. What was your impression of playing with Sumail and Kuroki?
I mean, I'll say like playing like at the start, it was really bad, because like I'm fucking carry. I was already disaster. At that time, like Nigma, like we're still like losing, and I like ended up like I'm joining and I'm playing a new role. That's even worse now. But like the team atmosphere and like everything, like to me, honestly, like Nigma was one of the best teams I've ever played with. Like to me, everything was checked in Nigma Galaxy. Like I really enjoyed my time there, even though we just sucked, unreal bad. It was just really funny and it was really enjoyable. And we were actually trying to win. Like we were like giving a lot to win and like enjoying our company together. And like playing with Sumail actually had me change mindset. Like actually, because the guy literally played 0 ranked games and for some reason was just performing 20-0 every like. If he's not 20-0, we lose the game. Like, I was just like, how can he be good by playing 0 ranked? I was just so confused, and I adopted his mindset for some time. I just started playing less. I don't know why, but like I'm like always saying like I'm with Sumail, not gonna play more ranked games.
Do you think that you were able to maintain your form, not playing pubs like he was?
I mean, no way I do what he did,
Yeah.
playing literally 0 games for 1 month. Like this is like no way. Like to me, like I play a bit, but like at least like the games I play, like I've taken them way too valuable comparing to before, where I just Q like fucking I run it down. Whatever happens, happen. Like now it's like, because now you feel like, oh, I have like I'm playing a low amount of games. I have to like actually give everything, even though the game is like so fucked up. Like you have to actually give everything, and it feels like maybe you can learn a lot more than just playing 10 games. No, no energy to focus everything 100%.
So in a way, the games had higher stakes because you were playing less of them. And Aiden, you were just talking about, we didn't get that on the record, but you were talking about how you were doubling down on all your pubs recently. And because there were higher stakes, you tried harder, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think like for me, we're like very much, I think our entire team, well-known mode Sumails, all of us.
I mean, you got the
I don't
most
really play,
notorious mode Sumail in Nisha. And you actually played with Sumail at some point in time. So
I would say they're quite similar. Like in terms of like, you're just like, how does this make any sense? But I will say Niche plays like a lot of Dota based games. Like he'll play Overthrow or some version of it where he's like practicing team fighting all day, it feels like.
yeah.
And he's like practicing spellcasting and items and whatever. Whereas Sumail, I feel like truly he full sends it in a different way. Like Niche will watch pubs like 8 hours a day. So he'll always be like up to date on what's good and he'll like know what people are doing. He'll see like what people are playing and he'll have like ideas. Whereas with Sumail, it's just like, he's gonna wake up at like 5 p.m., roll up to his computer, send you some Ariana Grande memes on Steam, and then like, make a few jokes, and then play some CS maybe. Just if I don't even know what he did. He just like disappears, and then you'll see him like whenever you see him. Probably take one of your teammates with them, and they'll disappear too. But But no. Yeah. So like doubling down. This was some meta idea. Meta was like, you double down every single game, you'll like gain MMR because how math works. And then because you're just playing like double the amount of games essentially. And then he also said you'll also win more because you're gonna try harder because you care more because like the stakes are higher. It's like, you know, if you play like a $10 tournament or if you play $100K tournament, you're gonna care more for the $100K tournament. And yeah, I didn't really buy into it while he was on our team, but now recently, like, and by recently I mean the last 2 days, I've just been sending it and it's been working. So I'm like almost 8K MMR now. Stonks are going up.
So close.
I mean,
So
the thing
close.
is, in my team, like even like before this interview, I like forced myself to queue because my team will like kill me if I don't like keep fucking queuing. Yeah, I've literally
That's so
like
fun. Weren't you that guy on like OG?
yeah, I actually was that guy. I mean, that's the thing. I was that guy the whole time. I'm like, play more, play like you should always play more, and like you'll win if you play more. But after playing with Sumail, I'm like fully changed. I just fucking changed completely after that.
Interesting.
Who's
I mean, I think there's a magic to it though. Like you there's a right amount to play and there's a right time of the year to play a lot, I think. I think if you play all year round and like 10 days games a day when you don't feel like doing it, it's just shit. But if you do it like in the right way when like you're motivated to play and you're actually focused while you're playing the games and you're picking stuff up, I think it's like then it's productive. I'm not a I don't know. I think it depends always.
who on Falcons is pushing the play more pubs? Is it Curtis?
Yeah, it's AOI.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it's kind of all of them, but like AOI is like the most. I mean, Malrine will always play, so like no, like I feel like if this guy doesn't play, like punch him instantly. Like he's like automatic has to be like top pro tracker every single time. Skiter will also push for it, and Snaking will always like flame someone for being lower than him when he is like position 5, and yeah.
Mm.
And Crit will always like, I mean, Crit like is random. He like at some point 0 games, at some point highest game. I'm just keeping my streak alive. Like I have like there's some streak I have since 2019 where I've not queued one game for a week.
Yeah.
And that's my whole point right now is just to keep this streak alive.
It's like the Kuro streak where you just needed to play every single hero in Dota just because the record existed, so why not?
Yeah, I mean at least his like actually people know, but this like I actually only figured out because I saw a Reddit post about it.
Yeah.
That's
6
funny.
months ago or something.
All right, so after Nigma, that was the period of time that you were on Quest, right? Where you were standing in for Quest.
Yeah, I was alone for Quest.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that weird window of time where you guys on Quest were doing very well, but then they wanted you for TI. They wanted you to sign a contract for TI, and you ended up not doing it, and you missed TI that year. I was curious what that whole situation was like, because I feel like for an upcoming player, missing TI would be pretty rough. I feel like a lot of people view TI as this big opportunity, you know?
I mean, it was mainly also missing Riyadh because Riyadh that time was 15
Right.
million. And like I like the worst part is that I qualified to this LAN, right? And they didn't like they said like it's really bad. Like I don't know. Like this was like to me. They said like either you sign a contract or we'll get a stand-in. They got a stand-in who didn't even play for them for TI. Like to me, this was just insane. Like I don't know why I got so fucked, but like I didn't want to sign their contract. And actually, Nigma was really like that's why I love Nigma to this day because they actually like tried their best to like either like sell me or like even loan me for like their conditions were so good for like Quest, but they just didn't want. They just wanted like sign, and I didn't like their contract at all. Like you know, like to me it was just a bit insane, so I just didn't accept it, and that's what happened.
Was it one of those contracts that would have had you locked down for a while? Aiden, are you doing the paper? That's you.
Sorry.
You're crinkling paper. It's fine.
Sorry.
So was it one of those contracts that would have locked you down for a while? Because Quinn, you've talked about this, how like there are players in the scene, you've tweeted out a couple times, I think, like, hey, talk to me, talk to any pro player. if you want some help, like looking over a contract? Was it one of those kind of multi-year deals?
I mean, the thing is, it's funny enough. I actually saw Quinn tweet because he had it like pinned. Like I remember he like said something, new upcomers to not sign unless. And the thing is, I actually asked some people like, and I'm like, they're telling me like, no, like don't sign for like extra year. Like it will be like, because like the worst thing about it is that if I signed, I would have been alone. Like, what if my team is not with me anymore? Like I'll be actually alone now. Like I'm somewhat fucked. Like I could just easily be fucked. And that's how like it ended up happening. That's why like to me like there was a lot of things, but this was like the biggest thing is that it's like over a year and I'm alone.
I think you're one of the only instances where that I can think of where somebody like chose not to sign the contract and like people like and like you just accepted like, all right, whatever, they're gonna screw me over, I guess. And then you just bit the bullet and didn't sign the contract and just accepted you're gonna get screwed for a few months. Like I can't think of another instance where that happened, where somebody like we're in a situation that's like was public enough that somebody like just bit the bullet, and tanked it and didn't sign the garbage.
The thing is like I like like looking back at it, like me losing like Riyadh and TI, and especially Riyadh was like insane big hurt. But to be honest, like fucking, I felt like I got insane things. Like not only that I qualified and won so many tournaments, but I actually like get keep quest from reaching any single tournament. Like I have nothing against the players, Like I actually have nothing till this day. I still friends with the players and talk to them, but like they just like fucked me over, and then I just came every single qualifier. Just fuck no qualifiers. You're not reaching. Yeah, fucking Riyadh, you fucked me over. I'm like coming back. It's a vengeance time.
The
That's
fucker
hilarious.
And so I was curious. So it doesn't sound this way, but you didn't have any contact with any other organizations. Like you weren't talking to Falcons at the time. Like you didn't have a plan behind saying no to Quest. You didn't have some team telling you that you wanted to pick you up, and like Falcons did.
I mean, after my situation, like, so after the thing is, if people know about my situation before it happened, thing is, it happened before like 5 days of Riyadh. So like now, like everything is locked, and like I'm just fucked. Basically, there's nothing even for me to go to. And after Riyadh finished, I got contacted from like organization, and then after TI, I got like insane amount of offers, and that's how like I got multiple offers after TI.
Why? So were there any other offers that were appealing to you at that time? You ended up going with Falcons, but were there any other ones that you were thinking about?
I mean, I got a lot of offers. I don't know if I can like say all these organizations.
Yeah, sure. But like, were any of them enticing? Were any of them like, ooh, maybe I would do that?
Yeah, I mean for sure. They are like they're all top tier. Like you can easily like go to.
We asked. We asked.
Yeah, I mean Liquid were the first to ask actually. Like because they knew Zai was retiring, so they asked after. It was like after Riyadh or during Riyadh they actually asked.
Yeah, around Riyadh times.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being like a third party and like, because I was I joining game in that year or was that the second year? No, that was the second.
No, this must be the second year.
Yeah, so we weren't part of the shuffle, but I remember like hearing like everyone wanted Ammar on their team. Like it was like the meme of that shuffle is like Ammar got like 37 offers. Like every team was like gonna kick their offlaner for him or whatever.
I mean, it's actually funny. Like during TI and like ending of TI, I swear to God, till this day I still remember. I'll tap, shift tap, I'll tap, shift tap. I like kept doing it like I'm like, holy shit, I cannot even keep up with what the fuck I'm getting. Like I think I reached 10 offers. Like I actually think I reached 10. And like they're all like tier 1, tier 1 organization teams.
So I mean, getting that many offers, how did you feel about that? The fact that like everybody wanted to pick you up. Was that one of those like sense of validation? Did you get a little bit of ego off of it? Like how did it feel?
Yeah, I just felt like God blessed me, like fucking situation that fucked me over. I'm like, holy shit, like everything just came back. And like I also worked for it because I was top 10 at that time. Like actually, like it's not like I just got fucked and didn't do anything. I actually just like grinded my MMR and like reached top 10, and I don't think any offlaner was high at that time. And it was times where fucking rank it was normal, not double down, recalibrate, double down, recalibrate. And everyone was suddenly 60k now.
And then you ended up on Falcons, and you've obviously got a great deal there. You've got good teammates, and you guys won a lot of tournaments at that time. You guys were really kicking ass. Did you feel like going into Riyadh and TI, right? Everybody talks about the fact that like, oh, the team that, is doing the best is always, they've got a target on their backs going into the big tournaments of the year. Did you feel that going into Riyadh and TI this last year?
Feeling like the big target. I mean, it should always be like this.
Mhm.
But honestly, I did not actually feel like I was like the biggest target of anyone. I mean, maybe I was, but like we were. But like, I didn't feel like it felt like every time we won like not even by being like the best. It felt like we won a tournament by being like random, and then the only tournament I felt like we won like being insanely really good was Dream League season 22. And after I felt like every win we had was like we were like lower bracket, or like we like played bad, or like at the edge of group stage surviving. So like every single time after, like it felt like we were not even like the top tier team that we're supposed to be.
So
I remember feeling a very similar way on the gaming year. Like people like we won a lot of tournaments, but I remember like both Dream Leagues we unreal like fluked and should have lost both Dream Leagues. And like Bali, we were like, I don't know, we had one day of scrims versus Bedboom where they beat us like 2 times in like 5 minutes. It was like unreal. They mega ultra stomped us. We could not beat that team. And then they like got disqualified because like Pure opened the fucking stream for like 12 minutes or whatever. And so then like our like arch nemesis at this time just got like DQ'd. We're like, okay, cool. And then like so we just like randomly had a free like I don't know. It's funny how the public remembers it, or like how it's remembered compared to like how it felt. Because I remember a similar feeling of like, I don't know, we won a bunch, I guess, but like holy crap, it felt really random at the time.
I feel like till this day, like so many tournaments, I feel like I don't fucking know why I even win. And the thing is, I always every like since my first tournament win with OG, I always like to be negative inside of myself. I like, holy shit, I'm fucked by this team, or like they're like supposed to be the worst team, and I always have this negative inside of me. So I am like never disappointed. For some reason, I just end up winning, having always like the thing is I'm negative inside, but not outside. Like I just like I don't know. I feel like it's I don't know. It's easy for me to perform, or like at least not get mad when.
would you say you're really hard on yourself when it comes to like your own play and your own practice and stuff?
I mean, people told me that I'm like really hard on myself, but like to me, like me being hard on myself makes me winning. Like to me, like I only care about like I cannot change how my team play at the end of the day. Like if they play bad, they play good. They like insane, they play very bad. Like I cannot change anything. So to me, it's like only thing I can change is myself. So like I'll always try to do the best thing I can do of my capability to like to myself. And like if there is something like I can share, like I'll do it. Like for example, like right now I'm with Malrine, and like his heroes are same as my heroes, and I also play mid sometimes. Like I'll also like sometimes like say, oh, this hero like in this matchup, like don't you fuck him. I like if I play like some matchup and he like feels like it's bad, I'll like also like tell him like let's go 1v1, because like I play this hero and I might see it better. So like if something I can help with, I'll help, but usually like I'll always like make sure to focus on myself only.
That's a really interesting idea that I hadn't thought about before. Your shared hero pool. We've always talked about it as being a huge advantage when it comes to drafting, like the flex potential that you have, but I never thought about it in a practice sense, that you can help each other with matchups and that sort of thing. That's really interesting.
I mean, the thing is, he like till this day like keeps flaming me, because like when we weren't like, so we were Creepwave teammates, but then after we didn't. But even though after like like after that, like it was during my Enigma Galaxy year where Gaming Liquid only winning. that year, like I just kept telling him, go play Razor, go play Husker. Until this day, he keeps reminding me like how I fucked his brain just to play these two heroes. And like I always just forced him to play. Like go play, and I wasn't even his teammate. I just forced him to play these heroes, and now it's like his level 30s and one of his best heroes.
So who's better, Husker or Razor? You or him?
I mean, best Razor has to be like Crystallis. Like till this day, I like for some
Okay.
reason I just like, even though I have the most games from both of them, I like I just every single build I have is from him.
I
Like
see.
every single time. And for Husker, I don't think this is like a bit hard. I mean, I also have the most games hero, but nowadays Husker is a bit sus hero. No, it's hard to even tell who the fuck is good in this hero anymore.
What hero pitch that you and Malrine share do you think Malrine's better at?
I mean, from our level 30s, like, I mean, it's hard to tell because like I'm the best. Like for example, I'm the best timber offlane, but he's the best timber mid. So I don't know how to like how can
Sure.
we like get this? Like he can also play timber offlane. They can also play timber mid. Actually, no, I'm better timber. We actually played 1v1 timber, and I killed him somehow. I don't know. We actually played this matchup, and I killed him. So I guess
That's
I'm
fun.
better.
It sounds like you guys got to do that with all your shared level 30 heroes. Just 1v1 it every single time. Then you'll be able to know.
I mean, they're all just stupid. Like, imagine playing Razor against Razor. Like, what
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck are you? Like, there is nothing to be played even.
I thought it was really interesting. You were talking about how you're negative on the inside, how you're pretty hard on yourself. Because Quinn and I just had a conversation, a blast about this. That like Quinn, you have been like you are extremely self-critical, right?
Yeah, I'd say that was sort of like my ideology for improving at the game was being like self-critical to a fault at certain points. But I mean, I think my team would probably tell you the same even now. Like, if I like the game we got eliminated on against Extreme, this Fury and last pick is like Unreal Grief, and they're like 2 or 3 heroes that are like free wins if I pick anything else. And like, as the game is ending, I'm like so angry at myself. Like, I can't believe I picked this hero and ruined this game. And like, as our throne is dying, I'm like, yeah, I take like 100% blame. Like this, like it's unreal that we lose this game. And I feel like there's like you can push it too far, but I also feel like it's like a good quality to have. Like I think taking like ownership of stuff and like riding yourself when you're trying to win is like I don't know, you kind of have to do it to some extent, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fairly common trait with just in general any sort of athletes or anybody who wants to be the best in their field. They usually are relentlessly self-critical. Aiden, you've been in the game for so long at this point in time.
Yeah.
You've like, are you that way? I can't actually tell.
I when I was young, I was very much that way. Like
Mm.
when I was like, I don't know, 19, 20, super. Like it was like, because at that time also the game was my life, and like I couldn't, picture my life without it. And how good I was at the game was how like I would see my own self-worth. So like let's say, back then I really cared about my rank, for example, in Han.
Yeah.
And I was rank 1, and I was like, this is all that matters to me. Like if someone even came close to my MMR, I was like, I'm not gonna go to sleep. I'm just gonna sit there and grind. And you let's say you lose like 2 of those games, it's like disaster. Like a meteor fell on your house, and now you're going into the replays, looking at everything you could have done. And I think like it's changed over the years, but mostly because like my priorities have changed a bit. I think I've like focused more on trying to be happy and not miserable in myself over the years. I just think priorities shift a bit when you get older. But I can relate to what they're talking about. And I guess something I thought of also is like, I know tournaments that I've gone into thinking like our team is not that good. And I think like we're kind of bad. And again, like not vocalizing it, but within myself thinking like, we're not really playing that well. It kind of helped me focus more and try to like really squeeze out everything that I can possibly do to get us to like be better. I think like when you go into an event thinking like, yeah, we're really, really good, sometimes you kind of like relax a bit because you are like easier to fall into the thought of like somebody else will carry. It's fine, or like somebody else will like fill that role. And I think maybe more so as a 5 than a core, but falling into that trap is kind of easy. And I think when you do, you end up like griefing quite a bit. So it's kind of an added thing that I think sometimes it's nice to have like low expectations of everyone around you, so like get yourself to try to perform to your best ability.
Do you think that's why I've heard so many teams win a tournament and there's always these stories about like, oh yeah, we were getting absolutely thrashed when we were boot camping before, or when we were doing the scrims just before the tournament started. Do you think that humbling is actually like a really important part of being able to get better enough in time to take first?
I mean, I wouldn't know what the opposite is because that's our scrim experience always. We just get humbled for like a week straight, and then we go to an event, and you see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I at least not always, but like I can see a value in it. If it lands in the way that I described, I think then it is really good. If it gets you to think like, my team sucks, I have to step up, or I suck, I have to step up, like whatever like the conclusion is that makes you play better, then it's like good. Yeah.
Ammar, what's the Falcons scrim experience like? Because I've heard these guys talk about how they're. I've heard so many times inside of like, oh yeah, we're trash, or like we have so many problems right now, we're trying to fix all this shit. And I haven't heard anything from the Falcons side of things. Do you guys get really bad experiences in scrims, or you guys usually do pretty well?
I mean, this has like I can relate to this in three. First, either we like play really good and fuck everyone in scrims, and we actually come play tournament and play really good. Or the second is we, like right now at least, like lately, we're just getting absolutely destroyed in scrims, or like just losing. We're just losing. Like we're playing good and then we're just losing at the end. Or we also like perform in tournaments good still. Or the third is we just don't play scrims. It happens a lot in this year. We just don't play scrims for like random reasons. Just getting, I don't know, some stupid shit happens, and like we don't end up playing scrims. We just go to a tournament and we learn. That's why we sucked at Blast, because we don't have enough scrims, which is the group stage games.
So it's important for you guys to have. Sorry, go ahead, Quinn.
No, I was gonna ask you. You talked about like this year not having as many scrims. I was curious how it felt coming into this year after how successful your last year was. Because for me, going from like our Giga Gaming year into year 2 was like I had this understanding of like it's pretty unlikely year 2 is going to be as good as year 1. It's just like statistically unlikely that that's going to happen again. Did you like have you had that feeling, or do you feel like you're going to win just as many turns as you did the first year? Like how is like year 2 like felt for you so far, and like how did you feel going into it?
I mean, this is like our first tournament in like we have been for a year, and this is like our first tournament. It's a year, and I guess this feeling might start to come, like depending on what happens in Thailand, because we'll also have like a month and week break. But like this feeling might just be stuck, like not stuck in your head, but like might start to come in your head, and like because like every single time we like had this mindset that we're bad, and like if we get like low placements, like we actually deserve it, and for some reason we just even winning, not even getting good placement, like most of the time. So yeah, like I think this mindset like could actually come at some point.
All right, Ammar. I've got one of my last questions that I've written down. You've done all these funny things like the whiteboard moment. Can actually the whiteboard where you wrote down. I can't remember what exactly you wrote down, but it was this long proclamation about how you were the best player in the world. Why did you write that down?
So after I got the second 14,000, like MMR, and so I just like I don't know. I heard like I remember like I was watching some like some wrestling, like WWE, and like some guy was saying like I am the best in the world and things like this, and like I just for some reason when I got like the rank 1 and 40,000, the second one, I just like went insanely branded over that. I just kept saying that until this day. I still say it to my team. I just keep saying I'm the best in the world every single day. I just wake up and they keep making fun of me with that. And like at that time, like when I actually got like when I was rank 1, I was like acting like I'm too serious, and like when I actually drop to rank 2, like my team keep like like because I'll always like say like this, like number 1 because I'm rank 1, and then my team will come and like do me like this, and like I'll get insane. Like I'm like fuck, like I need to get my MMR because like when I got that, I actually wanted to lose it fast, the rank 1. But I pressed recalibration to like go lose my MMR because I was queuing for 15 minutes. It was insane.
Mhm.
But then I pressed recalibration, I got 250 MMR. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Oh no.
And now my rank 1 is just extending. And at that time, I'm like, okay, so since it's extending, I'll just try to keep it. But when it happened, everyone just came to 14,000. Everyone knew that I pressed recalibration, ever pressing recalibration, bang double downs, abusing, I don't know, like they're doing insane. Like I just could not keep with it. I just lost my mind. I'm like, this is too much. Because like if I want to actually keep it, I will lose my practice. Because I would just pick Ursa every game. Because that time Ursa was just broken and like I would just actually just pick Ursa every game and just cannot lose. It's like impossible. And the whiteboard writing, that bootcamp that I got rank 1, or like before, like I got rank 1 before bootcamp, but when I went to bootcamp, I was just typing every single day some unreal random shit. Like this is what I typed, but like every day my team will wake up and read some insanely stupid things. Like I don't even like I cannot actually remember. I will like make fun of them for like playing one hero or like first to like first to leave, last to come. Some sort of meme, like flaming someone for like not practicing or anything. Yeah, just doing that like literally every single day. And yeah, so, even actually last tournament I was also writing white because we actually had a whiteboard. And I purposely set in the place that white, like I can just take like just go here. There is pen. I just take it and start writing. It's like on while I'm sitting with the PC. And yeah, I was just fucking with them every single day and just forcing them to read it.
So you just like fucking with your teammates? Is that it?
Yeah,
It's
I
just
just
funny.
I just fucking with them. Like whatever,
Right.
like in my mind I want. Like for example, I'm the best in the world. I just like type it.
Mhm.
Like I want to flame someone, I just type it. Or like I stand in for like because I stood in for like entity and like but on carry position for like some tournament. Like it was before Riyadh. It was some online tournament. I just went to the whiteboard and I typed Nigma Galaxy carry, the best is back. And stay tuned and watch how it's gonna fuck one win. Shit like that.
All right, so last year's TI, they did the whole, they asked players who the best player was in the world, and you answered, well, I would want to say myself, but I should give it to somebody else, and you said Saksa. So for the record, Ammar, are you the best player in the world?
I have to stick to my. I'm all in. I'm the best in the world. I have to all in on this. Even if deep inside I don't believe it, I have to
Respect
fucking stick with it because my team might watch this and like fucking flame the shit out of me. I'm like, no, I'm the best in the world. I stay the same.
So you
That's
you watch wrestling. Do you watch a lot of wrestling? Do you watch a lot of WWE?
No, it's like you used to be in the past. Like I don't actually
Oh,
watch
okay.
anymore. Like maybe see sometimes, but like I don't watch anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just remember that line for some reason because I don't know. I was a kid and shit. Like I would see some things I would just remember for no reason.
I mean, some that like there is that bit of showmanship that you do seem to embrace, kind of like that WWE heel wrestler, styles showmanship. You do seem to do a bit of that, so it is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've for some reason it was like in my head, like things like this. It's like I actually wanted like I would have loved to be like a WWE wrestler. It's just funny, like
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I guess I just went to Dota player.
I mean, it's funny, when we started this podcast, that was one of the first topics that we had. Is me, Quinn, and Aiden talking about how we needed more personalities out of the players in Dota nowadays. We needed heels, and Ammar himself came along, the best heel in Dota 2 history.
We also talk about wrestling quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Did
I mean,
we?
the thing is, unfortunately, right nowadays you cannot be a heel anymore. If you're a heel, like you see me and Quinn, we're just like top Reddit, top Cybersport. like at this moment, me and Quinn are like battling who's gonna get more drama. Like, like we're in a competition right now. Who's Reddit and Cybersport and all this places gonna hate us more?
It's
So
true. It is a race to the bottom.
who do you think's winning right now? Who's getting more headlines from Cybersport?
I mean,
Who's watching this interview right now for more quotes and clips? I'm sure.
I will read tomorrow. Like when this gets released, I'm sure I like top Reddit, top everywhere. Like I'm like just fucking like I'm like just get me alive, man. I'm sorry, man. What can I say?
It's great.
I don't even care, but like it's just like it's just too stupid at this point. I'm like trying to entertain and do something, you know, like I'm like actually like in WWE, you know, like heel and
hmm
babyface just for entertainment. I'm trying to entertain. They don't want. I'm like, okay, sure, you don't want. I'll just shut up.
Well, I will say I want it. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. But yeah, some of the Dota audience doesn't appreciate it. You have a quote, Ammar. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. No, finish.
Ammar, you have a quote, and it's a topic that we have talked about on and off quite a bit. This group, and then I've talked to Avery a lot about it. You said, if one hero is enough for me to win, then I'll play one hero. It's most important for me to win. So my first question is, how many heroes do you think that you need to have in your hero pool in the current iteration of Dota? In current meta, how many heroes do you feel like you need to be able to call up at any time?
Hard to. I mean, to me, it's like I have to get like as much as possible from like the best heroes, and this is like to me, I just like want to learn like every single hero like I possibly can, who's like actually pickable, not like some random like some guy is the best at this hero, so he'll actually pick it. You know, like for example, for me, it's Razor. You know, nobody will play Razor ever. Like for me, I'll just pick it because it's my best hero. But like I will try to have like as many as normal, so to say, like heroes in my pool, and like try to make them like my new signatures for this period of time. And yeah, like if it's one hero, two, whatever, like I just stick to the winning guy. You know, like I'll like because before I was like very like I was trying to no matter what make the same heroes that I won with win anyway. But like I should like have that and also have more. So now I'm actually way more dangerous. That so to say, I guess. Now it's actually harder for enemies and it's easier for me.
I would say, yeah, you have added to your hero pool by quite a lot. What is your process when you decide new patch comes through, you see a new offlaner that you're not as experienced in, that's the good hero, that's the good guy to go to. What's your process like learning that hero?
I mean, I would just go to the like I would like watch a replay of the best player of that guy. So for example, like the heroes that I'm like I watch replay and study are actually people that nobody like they're not even in the pro scene or anything. They're like I have some random level 30 Razor, level 30 Viper out of nowhere, like some streamer on Husker, like this type of or some random hero like Beast, Bristol, whatever. Like I'll go to fucking the best guy at it and just like to like actually watch his replay and watch his items and just completely copy because I know like if the guy has like 2,000, 3,000, whatever, like he has to know something better than even the pros, and that's how like I studied. Like I would just like watch some replays, 1, 2, 3, watch his item builds, skill build, and just play it, and it will like feel natural and easy to play because like I've already like instead of like me putting the work of understanding the hero, I just took what this guy do and I just copy. I try my best to like do what he does.
Quinn, has that been your experience as well whenever you were learning a new hero for mid? Feel like we talked about you did something similar.
I don't know if I've like I don't think I do the like I don't find like the rank like 4,000 guy who was like 8 trillion games on whatever Meepo and like do that copying. I tend to just look at whatever pro is like I think is very good at the hero and what they're like buying and doing. But yeah, I mean I think you have to do some. I mean you shouldn't just start playing it right away. It's like kind of grief to like floundering. You should like full copy, and then like once you full copy a little bit, then you can like start to like like learn and like play the hero according to the situation once you've like full copied.
All right. Well, you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Because that is
I have
all of my
an
questions.
important
Oh
question
boy.
to ask.
Oh boy.
So we had Skiter on before, and Lil Bro like talks mad trash with the entire enemy team muted. And like the more time that has passed since we had this interview, like my respect for him has just like gone down. And like every time the thought crosses my mind, I just think to myself like, holy moly, that is such an L. Like I cannot think of a single pro player that like on an everyday basis takes a bigger L than someone that talks shit in all chat and then mutes the entire enemy team. So I must know, Ammar, do you do the same thing?
No, never.
God bless.
Like, thing is, we actually know about this in our team, and we told them like, this is fucking cringe. You know, like
It's
we
so
we also
cringe,
told-
dude. It's so cringe. I can't take it. What is he doing?
Like, I actually remember one example. I don't remember what, but there was a tournament we were playing, and like Skeeter was about to write something, and like Secret is like, don't. I don't know how can you be focused. Like some guy is writing, and the other guy is like, don't. You know, like it's like okay, we're like stopping the game, but like still, you know, like I will like not. I would like if my teammate is fucking dying or something, I will actually not notice. I like be at the screen, and somehow he's like, don't type randomly.
That's good.
Oh,
I knew you were going to bring that back up, Abe. I
Dude, I
knew
just
that was
can't.
just festering
Like,
this
it's like-
entire time.
it's unbelievably cringe. Like I'm telling you, it's just the more I think about it, the less respect I have for him.
We did try and convince him that he needed to unmute. Does anybody else on your team mute everybody else?
Malrine, Skeeter, and Snay. Only me and Crit keep unmute. I mean, sometimes like me and Crit will mute, and if someone is like insanely animal, actually, like
Okay,
that will.
I do that too sometimes. Like sometimes I'll mute someone like when I feel like voice lines are just being spammed like stupidly and too much. You know, I think that's fine. But I think if you're talking shit, like actually if Malrine does it too, he also
Yeah, Malrine
deserves
does
a
it too,
shout-out.
right?
Yeah.
Like you cannot talk shit while you're winning, and then like as soon as you start losing, you just go mute because you're gonna get some shit back. I feel like Giga L.
The thing is, the mute is from the start of the game. They like have it as a rule.
I see.
Mhm.
I see. So it's just insta mute no matter what.
Yeah.
Do you ever mute people in pubs?
Usually not, unless they're like the same for me. Like, to me, ranked and are the same. Like unless they're actually insane animal, then I'll just mute. But I'll just play the game. Or like if he's actually like ruining my game, saying some unreal unreal shit, like I just don't wanna hear. I'm like, okay, like I'll be like, just stop talk and let me like tell you how to win the game. And he's like, we will refuse. I'm like, okay, mute him, and I'll tell everyone to like mute him and just.
Okay.
So on that topic, Ammar, I think one of the biggest the community has there's certain parts of the community who really doesn't like your all chat, right? But I think the biggest criticism usually comes from the fact that you guys will all chat most when you're winning, and very rarely will you all chat when you're losing. I think you specifically will all chat sometimes still when you're losing, but it is kind of like just across the board. You guys do a lot less of it when you're losing. Is there any way that I can convince you to start all chatting when you're losing as well?
I mean, the thing is, so like before, like I had like a like to me inside, like I like never chat unless I'm winning, because the moment I chat, enemy play 10 times better. Like I actually used to do that. Like I just chat and run. I swear they'll just play 10 times better. Like suddenly out of nowhere, I'm like,
Mhm.
no, fuck this shit. I'll just like do it. Just do it safe. I'm gonna just play safe this shit. Even though it might not be the best. Like like to me, like something I realize is actually very fucking like trash. It's like all chatting someone when like he's already down. Like when you beat him already, it's like it's like shit. Like I'll only do that if someone like is the same, like is the same. Like would do the same. That's what I do. Like I did it to think Ame like last time. Like I did it, because he was like tipping Skiter every single time and talking about punching me in the face, and like fucking Reddit defending him, but actually don't know anything, and like that's why like I would like tip someone like a shitty tip like when he's actually beat down, or like else like I'll usually even tip like people who are like I actually know when I win. Like, for example, if I win against Crystallis, I'll like keep tipping him, or like I win against some guy I know, I'll like keep tipping him and like all chat him even when like because he knows like deep inside like I actually mean nothing. But
I hadn't heard about the Ame thing. He threatened to punch you or something?
he said in some interview that this guy deserves to get punched. Like I wish I could just punch.
Cyber Sports, there's your title for your next
Flip it and
post.
ship it.
Yeah.
Here's the thumbnail.
Hello,
Smile for the camera.
Hi, Reddit.
Hi.
That's funny. So you have beef with Ame now as a result of that.
No, I mean I have no beef with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm like
Okay.
like to me like even like this like I not care. Like to me this I just don't care anymore. It just like the moment. Like I just did it. Like I might now go to LAN and Ame fucks me and like tips me and all like whatever. But like at least like in the moment like to me at least like if someone does it to my teammate like I'll feel like fuck like do it to me but not to my teammate. Especially like if
you got to defend them, right?
Yeah, like at least like unless I know like my guy is fucking animal, then like I would not do it.
Yeah.
Like it's just super random. Like I'm like why? Just why? And he's also like confused, like saying me he has him in friends list, and like next game he just grieves him in the ranked game. So like I'm just confused.
All right, Ammar, I have something I really want to ask you about. I am very curious about the resolution that you had with Sonneiko and like Kuro coming in. Did like Kuro actually come in and like help you guys solve beef, or was that just like, okay, we're kind of done with this, and you guys took a picture and you guys just moved on? Or did Kuro actually help you guys mediate things?
Kuro did it by himself, Like I actually like Kuro, like so I was just eating in the room, and AY was actually talking with them, and AY just came and told me like Kuro wants to speak to you, and deep inside me, I knew the moment I hear this, I'm like, it's over. Like I know Kuro will solve it. Like deep inside of me, I know, and he might even know. Like
Yeah.
Like I just have like very insane good relations with Nigma that I know, and I respect Kuro way too much. So like he talked to me and he told me like yes, and like he understood me and he said me like just get it done with. I want you to just win the tournament. And he's like a really nice person. He's a really good person. And yeah, that's just like went, talked, done deal, and move on. Like now, like I don't know him. He doesn't know me. Maybe I say him hi. Maybe he sees me hi. Like that's just it. Let's go Nigma, I guess. I hope Nigma wins.
Oh yeah. Oh yo. Good topic. Fellow Nigma enjoyer, actually. I think okay, out of like the let's say like the top 6 teams in the world, I think you and me are probably like the only 2 people that like actively cheer for Nigma and like want them to succeed. Like these 2 are both haters.
A hater?
I mean,
For sure haters. Every time I talk about how Nigma's gonna win a tier 1 event, I see the faces you guys make. You don't think I have your cameras up?
We're just
I know.
realists. It's not like I like their team quite a lot.
Haters.
I mean, I think the Miracle meme is hilarious. I love that they're like in the scene, and I love that their performance ebbs and flows because bat chesting out Miracle is just hysterical. I love this meme. But I think almost nobody's going to win a tier 1 event, and saying Ligma is going to over like, all the super beast mode teams, I think is just unlikely.
So, Ammar, do you have the same level of faith that Aiden has?
I mean, like to me, like
I mean,
No,
is a
like-
no.
It means no.
I always like to. So like, if I want someone to succeed, I'll always be super fucking negative. Like, it's the same. I'm always super negative. Like, we're gonna get fucked things. So I don't know. It's just my mindset. So like, I'm always like, Nigma's the worst team in the world. I don't know how this team even qualified. And this is the things I would say. Just because deep inside, I just want them to win. Like I just hope they. Like if somehow grand finals, Nigma versus Falcons, I'll be as happy as me winning or they winning. It's like to me like the most joy I can get. from like tournament. Like I just love Enigma Galaxy way too much, and my team even knows it. You know, like I really just want them to. And you know, it doesn't matter. They're bad, they're good. I just hope it. And they're actually, speaking of Enigma, they're fucking us in scrims. We're like 0-4 against them right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the team that you struggle the most when it comes to scrims?
Actually, I mean, we have barely been playing scrims lately, so it's like really hard to say who. I cannot remember. Let me look at teams. Like,
Okay.
give us.
It's not us. They always pound us, dude. Our,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
scrims against them before TI were or at TI were unreal. They were unreal.
Aiden,
Yeah.
how's it go for you guys? With Falcons?
We like never play Falcons. I think we
Okay.
Yeah, we
very,
barely scrim.
very rarely play them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
we
at the
also barely scrim. So.
I mean, at the start
Not
we
a
were
good
winning.
combo.
We're losing against Liquid, but now we always beat Liquid. Where lately? Trying to think who like. I mean, actually, yeah, I know Navi Junior. Yes, Navi Junior. This team, I don't know. Something wrong with this team. Against us, it's like we always like best team in the world. They're gonna like own, and then we just get disappointed again, and keep getting disappointed. I just don't understand why they just fuck us so much in scripts. I don't know. Navi Junior against us like best team in the world. Feels like.
I can't even. I would not, off the top of my head, be able to tell you a single player from Navi Junior. So that is really interesting. I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of the Eastern European qualifiers, so
I say.
it's not.
They're Western Europe though. Like they were
they're
always
Western
playing
Europe?
Western Europe.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because the Navi plays in Eastern Europe.
Wait, do you guys have a similar experience, Aiden, Quinn?
With Navi Junior?
Yeah, are these guys scrim gods?
No,
Not
I mean
against
our
us.
Navi Junior is 1 win.
Oh yeah.
We can't beat 1 win. But no, our big like scrim demon recently has been Bet Boom. I don't know if we've like beaten them since their roster change. I think we play them quite a lot, so it's quite alarming. Yeah.
Quinn, do you have like a team like that for you guys? That's like you know, a team that maybe isn't going to land, but like they got your number. I always find matchups like this really interesting. I don't know why. It's just I think it's a nice wrinkle in like Dota.
I don't think so. Like we either just like lose every game against everyone, or we do pretty well in scrims. So like it's not like teams in particular. It's just like we go through periods where we just get trashed in scrims, and it's like, you know, but it's not like a team specific thing.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it. Nothing else? Cool.
I'm good.
All right, Ammar, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. You were a really good guest. Appreciate having you here. Any shout outs or anything you want to say to anybody?
Thank you for coming, and fuck my team.
Perfect. Wait, so what program do you guys use for these tournaments if they don't use Discord?
They also send us these sketchy ass links. Yeah, like they make you join like some sketchy ass website that asks you your credit card number every time, and then you're like, all right, fuck it, you know, I guess I have to play this tournament. And then you
on
open
stage,
your
you
bank.
need your wallet and your phone. You
Yeah, exactly.
This game, and you need to put your credit card info into the webcam thing.
Precisely. And then they're like, yeah, it's how we pay out the prize pool. And then, you know, you open up your bank account, you're minus 20K. You're like, what the fuck?
They say, you know, all webcams don't want you to use this one trick, and they give us the link, but I don't know. I don't know what the trick is.
Good call,
yeah, whenever
Quinn.
you like move something in the back, I could hear like boxes like shifting like tectonic plates, and I was like, "There's something off here."
Tectonic
I'm
plates.
sitting on I mean, my legs are on a box here.